Hey, welcome back. Welcome back, y'all, to the Zillion Podcast, where we talk about fantasy, family, and freedom. And today, we're going to talk about this tweet right here. Talking about the conversation that George Lucas had with Lawrence Kasdan back in 1981. If I'm not mistaken, it's 1981. I could be wrong. Anyways, so back in 1981, they had a conversation, about how to end the series, how to end the franchise, how to end the trilogy, right? They're talking about the different ways they could go. And Lawrence Kasdan said something that I looked at and had I'm not going to say it's PTSD, but it's akin to PTSD because I had a flashback of watching The Last Jedi and other terrible films back in 2018, 2017, 2019, 2016, 2015. Like, it's just, there was like it was a blur. It was just this era of terrible films that I watched. And I watched a lot of films, so don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I saw only bad movies. There was a lot of good movies I saw, but there was some bad stinkers. I mean, there were some films that in the ending, when they would just rug pull you, I hate that stuff. I'm sorry, guys. I know some people love it when they get the rug pull. Oh, man, the main character dies. Let me tell you something, okay? If I'm into that, right, I'll go see a horror movie, okay? For me, I'm not into that. I'm good. If I want to see something really sad, maybe I'll watch an OG John Woo film, okay? Or some other Korean type movie that has that kind of sadness in it. Maybe I'll go watch I won't say that movie. I was gonna say something else. You know what? Nah, I'm gonna say Old Boy. I'll go see Old Boy if I want to see something sad, okay, and traumatic, or the girl with the dragon tattoo, something depressing. If I want to see that, I'll see that kind of stuff. I'm not into that, okay? I'm not. I saw stuff like that in college when I was into like sad stories. I had passed that phase in my life, okay? I want to escape reality for a few hours, watch something interesting, right? Make me think about other things and have a good time, family time, okay? I've slowly becoming a family man, y'all. I don't know what's happening. I'm enjoying it. I'm happier, okay? I'm happier than when I was in college. So there's gotta be something correlating there. Anyways, that's an aside. We could talk about that and explore that on a different day. But today, let's go back to the Star Wars. So back to the conversation. Lawrence Kasdan wanted to kill Luke. And then Lucas said, no, I don't want to kill Luke. They were like, oh, let me go ahead and kill Luke with Leia. Let Leia have to kill Luke. What? Like, this stuff is the same conversations Disney has in their boardroom. Think about that. This is happening in 1981 in an indie studio, like pretty much an indie studio at this point, right? I mean, at this point in time, it's George Lucas and his little posse of creators, and they're getting together and they're making this film and they're trying to make it happen. And that's not even a big production. Think about what they're talking about behind big production rooms, right? Think about what the big Disney companies are doing. They're sitting there like, yeah, I'm going to kill this character. I'm going to go ahead and kill that character. It felt so akin to what we have become accustomed to. It was like, wow, this is weird, except for one thing. George Lucas put his foot down and he said, nah, I'm not having that. I got to respect him for that. I got to give some major props to young George Lucas. Young George Lucas was a G. He had chutzpah, he had balls, he had cojones. I gotta respect a man who stands up to his own original vision, having his own vision, his own dream, his own mind, and he said, I am not going to capitulate this thing. I'm not compromising on this vision. Sometimes you do compromise, but this ain't one of those moments. Killing your main guy, the face of the franchise, the face of the trilogy. Like, if you want to kill him in a new trilogy where you have, long since established a whole slew of other characters who could be the next protagonist, and you had been setting it up, right? You could do that. I can see that. If in Avatar: The Last Airbender, they killed Aang in the end, I'd be okay with that. I'd be like, oh, okay, I understand. They had to kill him. Okay, he's the Jesus Christ of that series. I understand. Because there were so many characters they had already set up. The show could have been about anybody else after that. And I would have been like, I accept it. I would accept it. It could have been about Sokka. I know I'm laughing, but it could have been about Sokka. And I'd be like, all right, I'll take it. Okay, I'll take it. All right, it makes sense to me, right? More challenge, actually. A new game plus, okay? I'm okay with that. Now this ain't about Avatar. We can talk about that on a different day. But back to Star Wars, the man stood up to his ground and he said, I'm not having it. And that is commendable. In a world where people capitulate their own vision all the time and they just sit down, take a knee all the time and bend over at the first sign of resistance, it's just too commonplace, right? So seeing this is so refreshing, especially when it comes to creative people. Not having that fear of, I don't want to make people scared, angry at me, I'm scared. Like, bro, I just can't handle that anymore. Like, it's just too much watching like people do that to themselves. Like, I don't want to offend anyone. Listen, it's your life. Do what you gotta do. If you have a vision, you have an original vision of what you want to do, you better offend as many people as you can to get the thing done. I don't care. Get it done. Don't be afraid of offending someone by standing up to your vision and saying, I'm not doing that. It's your vision. It's your story. They can make their own if they don't like it. They can quit, right? That's life. That happens all the time. We had creative differences. What does that mean? Someone didn't want to capitulate. The other person was like, nah, I'm out then. You know what I mean? That's life. It happens all the time. And it doesn't mean both people are immature, or if one person's immature and the other person isn't. It just means this person has a vision, the other person didn't agree with it, and they moved on. They said, all right, we'll separate. And that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Go your own way. Do your own thing. That's what the shadow path is. Don't be afraid to keep pushing forward in your way, what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. If you're not happy with the product you're making, stop making that product. Make a better product that you like. You know? Make sure it's, of course, got demand. Don't make something without demand. You got to find that happy middle space, right? Where people like it, you like it, make it. You know? And this dude did it. And that's why the story was good. That's why people loved the Return of the Jedi. People didn't walk to the Return of the Jedi and was like, I'm reporting back, this sucks, it's awful, it's garbage. Like, no one did that. You know? Everybody was like, hey, this is pretty decent. At the very minimum. I know people who said to me, Return is the best. I know people who love Return. I know people who love, what do you call it? The Hope. The first book. The first movie, you know, A New Hope. Me, I like Return. I think Return is, it's even up with Empire. You know, I like Empire, okay, but I like Return because it had a conclusion that I enjoyed. That's one of my things. If the conclusion is something that I enjoy, I'll probably enjoy the entire franchise way more. You know. Anyways, that's it for me. What do you guys enjoy about that whole thing? I'm going to put the link in the description as well so you can look at the comments. Have a great day. Bye.